Most of us think of sleeping at night or taking a nap when we think about rest, but there are actually different types of rest. Over the next couple of episodes, we are diving into a topic that is close to my heart and crucial for our well-being, really understanding rest and learning to listen to our bodies. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Her Unraveled Life, where we journey together towards health, healing, and stepping into the vibrant life God intended for us. I'm your host, Amy Wadlington, a certified holistic life and health coach, author, and mom, here to share, inspire, and grow with you, my fellow Kingdom women. Today we're discussing physical rest, what it is, how to listen to your body, and know what you need or you don't need, and some ideas on movement. We'll talk a little bit about vagus nerve stimulation and how it can help you get some rest too. Physical rest is so much more than sleeping at night, napping, or watching movies on the couch all afternoon after church on Sunday. Those are forms of rest, and getting a good night's sleep for at least 8 hours is ideal. But what do we do when we are getting enough rest, but we still feel unrested? Have you ever woken up feeling unrested even after 8, 9, or 10 hours of sleep? It's so frustrating to think that you've given your body all that time to recharge only to feel as drained as the night before. Here's something that I've learned. Rest does not equal the number of hours of sleep that you get. When you truly learn to rest, your sleep will improve, giving your body a fighting chance to heal. And when you honor the needs of your body, even 7 hours of sleep at night will allow you to wake up feeling refreshed. When you're feeling down about your body, or when you're aiming to lose weight, or perhaps when you're feeling like you're in a lazy season, have you ever thought, I just need to work out, or I need to work out harder and more often, and if I do, I'll feel better and I'll get more energy? I've been there, but the past 2 years have actually been a profound learning curve for me. I had an aha moment listening to a podcast called Medical Mysteries Solved a couple of years ago. The host was talking about one of her patients who came to see her who would work out and it would drain her energy, not energize her. As I listened to that episode, it was like finding a piece to a puzzle that had been missing in my life for years. I was the exact same way. Exercise does not make me feel better most of the time. Pushing myself physically was actually making everything worse. The mystery of that episode was that her patient had Epstein-Barr virus. Many of us, most of us actually, have Epstein-Barr, but it lays dormant for most of our lives and we never know we have it. What triggers it to activate? Usually stress. Physical stress like pregnancy or giving birth can activate it, but usually it's more like past trauma or physical trauma like getting in a car accident, or mental trauma, abuse, physical abuse, or even emotional abuse. Living a chronically high stress life can even activate Epstein-Barr. And sometimes it's an illness. So you might get strep and be sick for a while with a high fever. That can activate Epstein-Barr. It doesn't activate it for everybody, but when it does activate, usually somebody will feel extremely fatigued for a really long time. When my Epstein-Barr virus activates, I am usually extremely fatigued for 12 to 18 months. So the next time I saw my doctor, I asked her to run all 4 of the tests. You want to make sure that you get all of the tests done, not just the one that most doctors will run. And it actually showed that I did have it and that it was active. So many questions were answered for me in that moment. But then it took a few years and a few flares for me to fully understand what my body was trying to tell me. So we have to give ourselves lots of grace and really listen. What I found was that hard workouts would zap my energy for weeks, but I would push myself to keep going because I always heard that that's what you needed to do to feel better or to lose weight. It wasn't even that intense sometimes, yet walking a mile would make me feel sick for a month, or it would completely drain my energy for a couple of weeks. Then a couple years ago, my body completely reached its limit. I was having a flare, but there was a meeting that I wanted to attend, and it was on the second floor of this building in the town that I live in. And although I had been in pain for a couple of months, I was embarrassed to take the elevator one flight up. So I took the stairs. The entire meeting, my knee, my ankle, and my leg muscles felt like they were on fire. I had never felt such intense pain until I took the stairs down, and I heard the snap, and the pain radiated from my knee throughout my entire body. It was unlike anything I had ever felt, probably worse than the birth of either of my girls. And I'm pretty sure I pulled a tendon. I never had any x-rays done or scans done on my knee, but after seeing how long it took to heal, I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. When I got home, I put ice on it, which I actually think made it worse. I didn't know until later that day that you're not supposed to put ice on for more than 10 or 15 minutes at a time. And I had put it on for a couple of hours, which was a huge mistake. I couldn't sit, I couldn't bend, I couldn't stand, I couldn't kneel. Getting into bed was a chore. Nothing I could do without excruciating pain. Unfortunately, though, I was unemployed, uninsured, and was not in a good place financially. So after reading up on it and learning that I could heal itself, but it would take up to 12 weeks, but I would have to rest, I decided to allow it to heal on its own, and I committed to resting my leg for 3 months. And for those 3 months, I could hardly walk. And the pain actually lingered for about a year and a half after that. My body completely gave in. I pushed and it pushed back. And that is when I learned how to rest. And I started getting curious. What was causing the flares in the first place? Why was my body so inflamed? What were my root causes? How could I heal my body? And I just started asking these questions without any judgment and without any shame. And I started to really listen to my body. Now, this doesn't mean that working out hard and pushing yourself to its limits is a bad thing. It just means that we need to listen to our bodies and what they need in the season that we're in. I was in a season of needing to rest, and I needed to heal my body, and I needed to give myself grace, but I pushed my body past its limits because I wasn't listening. So what exactly is physical rest? It's basically just taking a break from the physical activities that we do all day. And it's not just about laying down or sitting around. It can actually include activities like stretching or taking naps, getting massages, taking short breaks, going for gentle walks, receiving a lymphatic massage, dancing, or even something as simple and silly as wiggling your body around. It releases stress, and believe it or not, it can be a lot of fun when you do it with the right people. You can also do rebounding, which is bouncing on a small trampoline, and it's really good for your lymphatic system, which can also reduce stress and reduce inflammation in your body. You can take deep breaths or meditate, or like we talked about in the last episode, Elijah in 1 Kings napped, snacked, and drank water. The angel who came to visit him knew that Elijah had been traumatized and he needed rest. He never told him to work out harder, go for a longer walk, get up and deal with it, or just pray about it. And he never said, God will never give you more than you can handle, which, by the way, is not anywhere in the Bible. He just encouraged him to rest, and he sustained him with food and water. And sometimes that's what we need to do too. Since embracing this understanding, my movement now includes daily stretching, very gentle, calm walks in nature, playing with my puppy, dancing to music that lifts my spirits, and I enjoy short hikes with my daughters. Sometimes physical rest can even mean just taking a short break in the middle of the day, and so sometimes I will just stop working, take a break, and look up from my computer and across the room and focus my eyes on something different that's a little bit further away to rest my eyes. I've learned to honor my body for the season that it's in, and just allowing it to rest has helped reduce my inflammation. It's helped alleviate pain, and surprisingly, it has also given me more energy as well. Physical rest is going to look different for everyone. You might be in a season that I'm in, and you need to give yourself some time to heal and rest. Some people feel rested when they push their bodies to the ultimate limit and they jump off of cliffs in the mountains. Some people feel rested when they get 8 hours of sleep, no more, no less. Some people need 9 hours sleep plus an afternoon nap or at least some downtime in the afternoon. Some need sleep until they wake up without an alarm or children interrupting their sleep. Some people need high-intensity workouts, and some need moderate cardio and light weightlifting. So, how do you know what you need? You want to listen to the type of physical rest that your body needs because it's the key to maintaining overall health and well-being. So here are 3 practical ways that you can tune in to your body's signals. The first one is doing a body scan. This involves laying down in a quiet space and mentally scanning your body from head to toe. Pay attention to different areas and notice any sensations, tensions, discomforts, or any areas that might be in pain. The goal is not to change those sensations, but simply to become aware of them. Body scanning can help you recognize where you hold stress in your body. And by identifying these areas, you can target them with specific restful practices like stretching, massage, or simply allowing them to rest. I also like to look up physical therapy for and put in the specific type part of my body that might be inflamed at the time. Usually it's my knee or my hip, my back. But you just look for YouTube videos for a physical therapist because usually the physical therapy stretches will help you heal a portion of your body that hurts. They'll give you exercises to heal that part, and then they'll give you exercises to strengthen as well. Unlike a lot of physical trainers where they're just helping you to strengthen, they don't look at the healing part. So I really like to look at physical therapists for body aches and pains. And YouTube is full of videos that are really helpful. And then number 2 is keeping a rest and activity journal. You will hear me say to have a journal a lot, but having a daily journal and logging your physical activities and how you feel before and after each activity, and also noting how you feel upon waking up and going to sleep, this journal can serve as a reflective tool to help you identify patterns and correlations between your activities and your fatigue levels. Over time, you'll be able to discern which activities are draining your energy and what kind of rest best rejuvenates you. You might find that walking on a treadmill is exhausting, but walking outside in nature isn't. So get curious about that and find out why. Sometimes it might be that your body doesn't necessarily need the physical walking, but it needs to rejuvenate outdoors in nature and be grounded. So there's different things that our bodies need, and there's only one way to find out, and that's to get curious and keep a log of what works and what doesn't work. I want to challenge you to keep that journal for at least 30 days. You don't have to be super detailed about it, but be as detailed as you can be so you can really get a good idea of what works for you and what doesn't. And then number 3 is to get feedback from regular physical check-ins. This is just a check-in with yourself. Unless you work with me as your coach, I'd be happy to get check-ins from you as well. But several times a day, especially before and after activities or a couple times a week, pause to check in with your body. assess your energy levels, check in with any pain points, and look at your overall mood. These regular check ins can help you make immediate adjustments to your rest schedule, preventing overexertion. By being proactive in your physical state, you can better manage energy levels and prevent burnout. By incorporating these practices, you can develop a keen sense of how your body responds to different types of physical activity and to rest, allowing you to tailor your best responses more effectively to meet your body's needs. Just be aware of what your body is saying to you. That's all I'm asking. If you are in or coming out of a chronically high stress season in your life, be really mindful that high intensity workouts don't just work your muscles, but also your heart and your adrenals as well. And if your adrenals are already overworked and you add high intensity workouts like running to your routine or the HIIT exercises, you could be doing more damage than good. Even things like cold bath plunges that are on the surface really good for you. But when you are shocking your system, but your cortisol levels are already really high and your adrenals are already overworked, doing that might do more harm than good and cause additional stress, or it might keep you in the fight and flight stage. And we don't want to do that. We want to calm our nervous system. And one way to calm our nervous system is actually by stimulating the vagus nerve. It can be a really effective way to improve your overall well-being and manage symptoms of really high stress or even past trauma. The vagus nerve is part of the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls the body's relaxation response. So here are a few ways that you can stimulate the vagus nerve, along with the benefits that they offer, especially for individuals that live in chronically high stress lifestyles or who have PTSD or past trauma. Number one is deep and slow breathing. You want to practice deep, slow breathing techniques such as diaphragmatic breathing, where you breathe really deep into your belly. You want to push your belly out, and that's instead of just doing the shallow, deep breaths. When you get that really deep breath, it activates the vagus nerve, which reduces the fight or flight response, and it promotes the rest and digest state. And it can help lower your heart rate and your blood pressure, reduce anxiety, enhance emotional regulation, and help you digest your food better, which is actually going to help you with gut health as well. And then number two is cold exposure. Now, we just talked about cold plunges not being great for you, so you want to take this one really carefully, low and slow. You can do things such as splashing your face with cold water. You can take cold showers or drink cold beverages. Cold exposure can actually stimulate the vagus nerve and increase its tone. And this can lead to increased resilience to stress, improve your mood, and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. But like I mentioned, you want to start slow and low on this. Don't start with an ice bath plunge if you've been living a highly stressed lifestyle. Start with washing your face with a cold washcloth or slowly reducing the warm water at the tail end of your shower until the water is cool, and just stand there for about 30 seconds and work your way up to a couple of minutes. Or you could even leave the water in the bathtub at the end of your shower, and the next day just put your feet into the cold water and sit there for 30 seconds and work your way up to a couple of minutes. Or if even that is too intense for you, just start with drinking ice water. This is not meant to torture you. It's to stimulate your vagus nerve. And if the cold is too intense, do one of the other four options that I've talked about and work your way towards the cold exposure. Number three is singing, humming, or gargling. Engaging in singing and humming your favorite tunes and gargling with water actually activate the muscles in the back of your throat, which are connected to the vagus nerve. And regularly practicing this can improve your vagal tone, which helps control your mood and your emotions, which are key factors in managing stress as well. And then number four is stretching and meditation. When you do this and focus on mindfulness and controlled breathing, it's really effective for stimulating the vagus nerve and enhancing the parasympathetic activity. They can help reduce stress, improve concentration, and promote a sense of calm, aiding in the treatment of high or chronic stress. You can pick a Bible verse and meditate on that one verse throughout the entire day, or you can sit and just meditate on it for 10 or 15 minutes in the morning or after work as well. And just stretch your muscles. Breathe in while you're stretching so you get some oxygen into those muscles as well. And then number 5 is incorporating probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or other fermented foods into your diet. The gut is often called the second brain, and it is connected to the brain via the vagus nerve. Enhancing gut health with probiotics can improve the communication between the gut and the brain through the vagus nerve, leading to better emotional health, reduced inflammation, and the alleviation of stress and anxiety. By making these methods a regular part of your routine, you can really give your stress management a boost and get some much needed rest as well. They work by tapping into your body's natural ability to relax and can do wonders for your mental health as well. And since we're on the topic of physical rest, and now that we know that it's not just about sleep, we do want to talk about why good sleep is so important. Getting a good night's sleep is like hitting the reset button on your body. It's not just about feeling less groggy. It's about giving your body the opportunity to repair and rejuvenate itself. Here's how it works. While we're sleeping, our bodies get busy with maintenance work. This is the time when muscles repair themselves, tissues grow, and hormones that help regulate growth and appetite are released. If you've ever noticed that you heal faster or feel stronger after a few nights of solid sleep, it's because your body has been hard at work. And God created our bodies to heal, and sleep is when healing happens. And that's why it's really important that we sleep really well. After I injured my knee and I pulled the tendon in my knee, I was sleeping more than I usually did. And when I wasn't sleeping, I was sitting on the couch with my foot elevated for those first 3 months especially, and really giving my body the rest that it needed. I didn't push it. I didn't go for walks. I didn't exert myself anymore because I knew that my body needed the rest so that it could repair itself. Sleep is when we get the growth hormone and it's released, and that is what helps to heal our bodies. And then we also want to make sure that we sleep because it plays a crucial role in brain function. When you're asleep, your brain is sorting through your day's experiences, forming memories, and making connections. And this housekeeping process helps you process new information and keep your cognitive functions really sharp. So after a good night's sleep, you're more likely to feel mentally sharp and have better focus. And good sleep is also really good for your immune system. It strengthens your body's defenses against illnesses. If you've ever noticed that you're more likely to catch a cold when you're run down and not sleeping well, or when you've been really stressed, it's because your immune system hasn't had the chance to fortify itself during sleep. And then sleep also affects your mood as well. If you've ever felt cranky after a bad night's sleep, it's because the lack of sleep can make the brain more susceptible to emotional swings, and a good night's rest can help you keep your emotions well balanced. So when you're making sleep a priority, you're not just resting your body, you're allowing it to heal, refresh, and prepare for whatever comes next. It's one of the best things that you can do for your overall health. So what type of rest is your body craving the most? I just want to encourage you over the next couple of weeks as I release the series to really listen, because your body is speaking to you. Maybe your body is getting enough rest, but your mind won't stop. Or maybe you get enough physical rest, but you still feel exhausted and you can't figure out why. And you could be lacking in rest in another area. Over the next several episodes, we're talking about all the different types of rest, and I don't want you to miss any of them. Some of them might even be surprising to you, and some might be something that you've been missing out on for years, or maybe you didn't even know about it and you've never done it before. Be sure to hit follow or subscribe so that you are alerted when I upload each episode. As we wrap up today's episode, I want you to remember that you are not alone in this journey. If you are seeking support and a community that understands and they've been there, join my free online community on Facebook. I will put the link in the show notes for you. Let's continue this conversation and together step into the vibrant, fulfilled life that we were meant to live. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, you are worthy of a life filled with joy, peace, and rest. Embrace it. Embrace transformation and find inner peace God's way with her unraveled life. Until next time, friend, thanks for listening.